Alright guys, part 3 of Legends Fest is nearly here. The data mines are in. Sorry, I am getting to this one a little bit late. Just had stuff going on, but data mines are in. Game will reset in about 18 minutes from recording. We do have a bunch of stuff coming out this week. We have, of course, the Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku releasing. We have Super Baby 2 Zenkai that is actually coming this week. I'm actually really happy that they decided to put it out today or tomorrow, whichever one, instead of next week. We have the PvP season resetting. We have a bunch of new equips. You know, just a good amount of events and stuff. Of course, new raids. So let's go ahead and jump in. First of all, yeah, this is one of the teams I'm going to be using, but let's go ahead and check. We weren't able to see his stat line. We do know he is a green range type. So now that they have removed title bonuses out of the game, we're gonna be subtracting 13,000 to account for arts boost only. Yeah, looks pretty good. He's sitting at what, 240? What is that? 240. 13,000. It's gonna be a little harder calculation. I believe that is 237, 238 to strike attack, and then 252 to blast attack. And then he has really good defenses at 184 and 183k respectively to strike and blast defense. Pretty good stat line. He is very heavily skewed to one offense, which is fine because GC is mainly ranged now. He does hold 2 blast cards, one with 10% damage and the other one with 20% blast damage. That's pretty much it. He does seem insanely powerful with his Rising Rush Disrupt. He will both help you against Gohan and help Gohan as well. One thing to note, I really do like how they try to restrict him to be at his peak performance on GT. So if we look at his starter ability, he gets 20% damage and damage guard and endurance all locked behind him having another GT battle member. So you can't just run this guy next to Namek, Goku, and Gohan and expect him to get that. But on top of that, he has this. GT, if one other ally battle member is GT, you get subcom manipulation and buff effect removal. So during my breakdown, I thought that his Rising Rush Disrupt would not be affected by any kind of cover change, but it seems based off of this, it does. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna have to get rid of his buff, the enemy's cover change buff somehow. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Goku. If you guys haven't seen my Super Saiyan 4 breakdown video, I will put that somewhere, maybe as a note or whatever. But go check it out. We also have, of course, Baby Zenkai incoming. I am very excited for this Zenkai. He was one of my favorite releases in 2024, and the meta he released in was predominantly red, so I'm really hoping that he has another chance to shine with his Zenkai. I do think it's going to be incredibly broken, hopefully. Alright, so we're subtracting 13,000. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That is 277 strike attack, 258 blast attack, and then he's at 203 and 297 strike and blast defense. That's insane. He has reduced health restoration cards. He's on a bunch of tags. He's on GT, Regen, Saiyan, Powerful Opponent. The thing is, GT obviously is very blast focused right now, and this baby is very heavily strike based, but it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And if worse comes to worse, you can always run a Powerful Opponent setup with this guy next to, I don't know, 13 and Corrupt Zamasu, either one red or the Ultra. His strikes did have blast armor on them. Blast is normal. Range blue card. I'm actually gonna pull this guy's kit up in a different window because he is fairly recent in Legends terms, at least. On activation, he gets massive damage, of course, and then he gets 50% blue card damage. That is the same. And when the unique gauge is full, he gets uncancelable blue card damage for 20%, which I believe is the same. Yeah, it actually is changed from being cancelable to uncancelable. He gets type neutral for 10 count. That is the same. And then he gets endurance nullification. So a ranged blue with endurance nullification is pretty crazy. And the obscure is also the same as well. So doesn't seem like anything changed here. Green card is a strike counter green card. Yes, counter type special arts, counter certain attacks while in stance. On activation, health plus 15%, ki plus 50, that is the same. 30% damage for 15 counts. It actually goes up from 20% damage. He is type neutral for 10 counts. That is the same. And then reduce enemy ki by 60, that is the same. So the additional 10% damage is the only difference on that part. On counter activation, he draws up to 3 cards if hand has 3 or fewer, and he gets cover null. That is the same. And Horse counters melee tab actions and strike arts, and it is comboable. His ultimate was pretty insane. I do remember it had the chance to lock in. Let's see. Massive damage, explode, yup. On activation, you get 100% vanish engage, that is the same. You get 50% ult damage, that is also the same. You get damage card penetration 20% for 3 counts, that is the same. Endurance null, yup. And when the unique gauge is full, you get an additional 70% ult damage. And you lock them in. Yep, it looks the same and is very, very powerful, especially in a meta where sub-count manipulation is so predominant. With Super Gogeta, with the Revival Gohan, with Android 13, with, just all these units that can manipulate sub-count. This is a very powerful tool. Main ability. Let's see, destroys a card, then draws an ultimate card next. Yep, that is the same. He gets 30% HP and 50 ki. So the HP goes up from 25% to 30%. He gets all arts, cost -5 for 30 counts, that is the same. Dragon Ball reduction and attribute downgrade cancellation, or attribute upgrade cancellation, is all the same. So I do believe they said that he would be Zenkai in Yellow GT. Yeah. Starter ability. Damage plus 200%. Damage guard 160%. Cure recovery 70%. Draw speed plus 1 and an ally damage against Saiyans plus 30. Yeah. The ally damage plus Saiyans is very incredibly powerful. It was then and it still is, because there are very many Saiyan characters that are meta right now. There's Super Saiyan 4 Goku is going to be meta. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta will be meta. Namek Goku in particular. Who else? Super Vegeta, the Goku and Hit. Super Gogeta. The main ones there. Yeah, this is a very powerful tool, and it isn't just to himself, it's a blanket buff to all of his allies. So very powerful, very powerful. Damage card, how much did Super Vegeta get on his Zenkai? Let me check real quick. He got 180% damage card. I'm assuming he might get additional somewhere else. On battlefield entry, draws a card if hand has 3 or fewer, that's great. Health plus 15%. Ki plus 40, destroy an enemy card at enemy ki -20, a small disrupt. But adding that on top of his defensive unique gauge, it will be pretty powerful. And based on number of defeated battle members, he gets draw speed. He gets defensive neutral. And then on 2, if he's last man standing, he gets 20% HP, he gets uncancelable draw speed. And then he goes type neutral for 10 counts. Okay, so he gets death buffs, essentially. So this guy's going to be coming in with the potential to get 2 times hard draw speed pretty often if you have a dead ally. And the type neutral is always nice as well. On strike or blast arts use, he stacks damage for 5 counts, 20%. He gets crit rate plus 30%. I believe that was the same. Let's see. Let me check his crit. Yeah, that is the same, the crit rate. It's cover null, of course, and it resets on switch. On cover change, he gets 30 key. He lowers enemy strike and blast arts power by 15% for 10 counts, and then lowers blue card, ultimate, and awaken arts power by 30% for 10 counts. 30% is pretty significant. When on battlefield, an enemy switches, draws up to 2 cards if hand is 3 or fewer, key plus 30. He gets 50% strike and blast arts damaged for 5 counts, and the enemy damage received plus 20% for 10 counts. And then enemy lowers card draw speed for 10 counts. This is both a very powerful offensive and defensive tool. The draw speed -1 for 10 counts, you can definitely feel that. When on battlefield, an enemy activates special move, ultimate art, and awaken arts or rising rush, he manipulates sub count. That, I believe they added special move onto that. He didn't actually lower sub counts when hit by a special move, so that's a good addition. When enemy attack ends, restores health by 15% of damage received up to 15% of max. He gets 30% damage for 10 counts, and then he lowers enemy key recovery by 30% for 10 counts as well. So this is very useful in situations besides retaliation. This is very good against enemy drop combos, and especially if they're drop comboing multiple times in one quote-unquote combo. The key recovery is going to stack up. He's healing, which makes him more accessible to his defensive gauge. Very powerful ability that they gave him here. On enemy character confrontation, damage plus 20%, and then all enemy crit rate minus 30%. So this is also both an offensive and defensive method. He's getting damage because enemy character confrontation that applies to switching in. So he's getting that damage as well. He does have a strike cover change, which is comboable into the blue card, and he has a defensive gauge. I believe it took only 3 hits to fill this up, and when unique gauge becomes full, destroy a card, then draws special move arts next 3 times. Didn't that used to be 2? Yeah, it only used to be 2, so they actually gave him another proc of that. He gets 25% HP and 50 key. It's Dragon Ball twice. That is actually up from once. He cancels attribute downgrades, and at normal conditions, that is the same. Destroy 2 enemy cards. Reduce key by 50, reduce enemy vanishing gauge, and seal main ability. Yeah, his gauge was pretty good. And it charges greatly each time one hits, so that is only 3 hits. And then consumed entirely on, I believe it's 3 hits actually, it might be 5, but 3 sounds right. And consumed on special move and ultimate arts use with full unique gauge. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Very, very good. I am gonna have a lot of fun using him. Is there anything to note? Don't really see anything, just one. Obviously his defensive gauge is very powerful, and him having all that all these ways to sustain himself is going to be very useful in continuing to utilize the gauge, because he's healing a lot. He's healing when the enemy combo ends, he heals when he enters the battlefield, he heals on his green card, even on activation. Yeah, let's tally up his damage real quick. Start ability gives him 200%, allied damage against Saiyans is 30%. I'm not going to count that. Where else does he get damage? We'll just count 1 proc of this, so that's 220% damage. He gets damage when he enters the battlefield. We'll count this one, 250 and 270. 270% damage. I believe that's it. Oh, he gets 30% damage off his screen, so he has the potential to get 300% damage. 300% damage with these kind of stats is pretty crazy. He only does have 160% damage guard compared to Super Vegeta's 180%, but the difference is that Baby has more opportunities to heal himself. So yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and check out the new equipment. We should be getting a new unique equipment for the Goku, and we should be getting a new PvP equipment at the least. Here is the PvP equipment. This is for GT. Special move damage 10%, base health 12%, strike defense 20%, and then pure strike defense 20% if this character attacks Saiyan. Yeah, that's pretty good. 20% to both base and pure defenses. Strike defense on top of 12% HP is very good bulk. Special move damage is just an added bonus. I'm not really sure if you want to build anyone on GT defensive besides maybe Spirit Bomb Goku if you're using him. But if you do want to use him, sure. I'm not really sure about Goku being defensive though. Next up. No co-op equipment. Co-op equipment or co-op resets next week. Where's the next one? Here it is. This is for Sun Family and Green. 20% base strike attack, 12.5% to blue card damage and ultimate damage, and then 35% to base blast attack. Yeah, that's pretty good. I would have liked to see some HP on here. This is obviously a very offensive equipment, but the issue with this equipment is that Goku already has access to a lot of really good equipment. Mainly all the equipment that released with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So if we take a look here, he has access to this, which is insanely powerful. He has access to this one if he's being used next to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. This is also very powerful equipment. And then he has this one, the PvP equipment with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So I'm not really sure if I would use any of those equipment. Oh, it reset. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Just had to update the game for the daily reset. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't really think this equipment is worth using over what he already has. But if you don't have this grinded up, then sure, you can use this. We should also have an awakened equipment, I believe. Yes, we do. Let's see. This is for GT Saiyans. Special move damage 12.5%, 20% critical, 5% to own pure blast defense per type GT battle member. Slot 3, 25% to base critical, and then 5% to own blast stack per GT battle member. This is whatever. Critical is a pretty much useless stat. I wouldn't really bank on this as much. Not really worth it. Okay, I believe that is it for unit and equipment stuff. If we go ahead and move over to the breakdowns real quick, or the data mines, shout out Hydras once again. We have the new background. We do have pity for this ultra banner. It is a very strict pity, but pity nonetheless. So that is 45,000 CC that you're gonna have to use before you pity him if you don't pull him. New background, we have the sales again, the $7.99 key, we have $24 art sleeve, and the pack itself is the title screen. We do have, they did mention that they were talking about some special recyclable stuff. So yeah, we'll check this out. There is another special USTR going on, very nice. Baby Zenkai, and we have a new part of the raid. We have the festival sale. We have the festival tower that will give you 1000 CC. The new PvP season, some art sleeves from Chi-Chi and Mustache Vegeta and Grade 8 Baby. The new Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Some PvP messages, the equipment. And here's the featured list. This actually isn't horrible. Of course, we have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and we have Baby, who looks very good. Super 17, who is actually in the Z tier boost this season. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just benched for Super Gogeta because the Zenkai is green Fusion Warriors, and the Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a very good bench as well. And then, yeah, 1% Sparkings. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is making a return, and that is it. Yeah, it seems like a very good week. Let me know what you guys think about this. I am going to have a lot of fun, hopefully. Well, good luck on your summons, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.